And guys, what is going on? One more time for the third time tonight. This is the Club of the Man 1993 coming at you for my live review of NXT from the January 9th, 2019 edition of NXT. The first actual episode of NXT, of course, as last week was the year in review video, a special for NXT. We got one match, which was pretty solid with Cassius Ohno and Matt Riddle, aka Bro, who is slowly becoming actually, since it's an NXT review, let me just do something here really fast. Find my Pirates hat. And let me just say, if I can say, bro, because I think Matt Riddle is definitely going to be the man in NXT this year for sure. Since at some point, your Ciampa and Gargano and Black and Velveteen Dream are all going to be going up to the main roster. So I'm going to do this review, of course, in my bro pose with the hats and the sunglasses and whatnot. But of course, tonight's episode we're just about 2.5 weeks away from NXT TakeOver Phoenix, which is so far shaped up to be a pretty good card. We seem to have more so somewhat 4 matches made official. I'm not sure if they'll have a 5th match or not. Maybe it could have a rubber match between Adam Cole and EC3. We'll see, of course, where it goes. But overall, I gotta say it was another great show. We had 2 really great matches with the women, and even with EC3 and Adam Cole, I thought was great as well. We had a great opening segment also with Johnny Gargano, Ricochet, Tommaso Ciampa, and Aleister Black. And also, I gotta really put over this tag team with Fabian Eichner and Marcel Barthel. Again, I'm really digging the both. They're a duo with what they're doing on NXT and even NXT UK also. I think this team has a lot of great potential. I want to see them tag champions someday on either both NXT or NXT UK, but we'll see where that goes, of course. But of course, let's check the chat of the live get started. And we've got Robbie and Mark. We got Robbie going once again. Oh, Mikey. What's up once again, Robbie? Good to have you live. What's going on, Mark? Can't wait for Ricochet and Johnny Gargano, which is already, in my opinion, a match of the year candidate. Matt Riddle and Keith Lee as potential tag team champion contenders, which could happen. I mean, again, they seem to have a close bond together. Maybe, in 2020 or something like that, because I see Matt Riddle becoming an NXT champion by the end of this year, of course. Maybe even in 2020, the two of them are going to have a feud for the NXT championship, as I definitely can see possibly happening. That wildcard opening segment made me want to see a fatal 4-way for the NXT title takeover during Mania weekend, no matter who holds the NXT title, North American title, which could happen, or, even have like a title for title match, even if it's Johnny and Ciampa title for title, or even, again, we still need to see Ricochet and Ciampa title for title maybe also, or even Ricochet and Aleister Black, I feel at some point should have a match. That would be a hell of a match for sure. Any of those ideas, Ricochet having matches with any one of those 3 would be awesome. Again, that match would be awesome for sure. Let's see here. We have Jay saying, what's up, Jay? Saying, is it just me or is EC3 pretty boring in the ring? I mean, I don't know. Again, I still feel my opinion. I mean, the match with EC3 and Adam Cole, I didn't think was too bad in the main event. But again, I don't know if they're just not pushing him that hard in NXT because, again, he's fallen under that category of, like Elias did for, like Triple H said, with, he's more meant for the main roster and not really for NXT. Or it's just because, again, I just still feel like I should be more of a heel. Like not a I feel like as a babyface, he's all right. He's a babyface because he gets over with the crowd. And I feel because even when I watched the North American Championship ladder match again last week during the year in review awards, the year in review video for NXT, like when he's a heel, he seemed like he had more to him. As a face, I feel he's not as good. So I hope when he goes up to the main roster soon, which is going to be very soon, maybe even by the Rumble, although he did have a match on main event on Monday night against Kurt Hawkins. And, of course, who's going to lose to Kurt Hawkins at this point? But I still feel that they should make EC3 a heel on the main roster personally. So I wouldn't say he's that boring, but I feel he's missing something completely for sure. Definitely a good point there, Jay. Let's see here. let's see here. Mike, can you impersonate your best Ciampa impersonation when he mockingly claps? Well, I got to take the sunglasses off. Or if you wanted to put it that way, if that works for you, Robbie. Do you see Shayna Baszler ending Bianca's undefeated streak? Robbie thinks he thinks that that Io or Dakota will dethrone Shayna. And my thing is I'll get to Bianca, of course, as I kind of talked about her before also. I'll get to her when I talk about the match. But that is a very good question, though, right there, for sure, Robbie. MIB, Mike in Black. Well, I gotta get the black shirt on just to top that off, but I'll take that nickname. You got the hat, the shades. But yeah, it's more because of Matt Riddle. Bro, Matt Riddle doesn't really wear shades, but I just feel that's how I feel whenever I say that. But I'll get back to that question for sure, Robbie, when I get to that match. But we opened up with this really good segment. Johnny Gargano coming out, wishing us a happy new year. And it's no secret 2018 was a roller coaster for him. But he had a chance to reflect over the holidays, realize success in NXT is measured by two things: wins and championships. And it doesn't matter how good a person you are without those things. So this year, he'll be better. He'll win and he'll become champion. And of course, he addresses Tommaso Ciampa and the DIY chants start to happen. Johnny says we shouldn't get confused by a moment in the cage that meant nothing. So the NXT champ and the fans shouldn't get confused. Gargano still thinks that Ciampa is a piece of trash. But there is another title out there, and as soon as Ciampa mentioned the North American Championship, Ricochet fired shots at him. He quotes him saying that if you want the smoke, I'm right here. Gargano says if he wants the belt, he'll come get it. That brings out the one and only Ricochet, who shout out to him as well because he actually liked my tweet last week, one of the tweets for the NXT Year Review Awards, pretty much. Ricochet says if he wanted a shot at the title, all he had to do is ask. But he said he was going to take it. So he wants to know if Gargano will take it from him face to face, or will he just attack him from behind in a parking lot, firing a shot there. That's the way he did to Aleister Black. Johnny likes to call himself Johnny Takeover. But come Phoenix, Ricochet will be the only one leaving with a belt. Out comes Ciampa to, once again, that badass theme song of No One Will Survive, which is still my favorite theme song currently right now in the WWE. He starts talking about wins and championships, but Gargano shuts him up and tells him to leave. Then Aleister Black's music hits, but then he appears on this Titantron, telling Ciampa not to worry about grooming his little dog of war, Johnny, because he poses a real threat. At TakeOver, he'll make him fade to black. The lights go out, then the lights come back on, and Ciampa is behind. Black is behind Ciampa on the ramp, and he begins to brawl with them. And Ciampa tries to run away, but he gets on the announce desk. Black tries to lift Ciampa up, and then Ciampa slips free, and he runs away. In the ring, Gargano and Ricochet were still standing there, but then just like that, Gargano hits Ricochet with a super kick, firing the shots. He walks away, leaving the North American champion laid out in the ring, obviously saying, hey, I still am coming after that. Even though he's denying, saying that, he says that was just a moment that happened in the steel cage. It meant absolutely nothing. Still, to me, I still believe Johnny Gargano is still more of a tweener and still not a full-fledged heel. It's like if he was full-fledged heel, he would be going all out with this alliance with Tommaso Ciampa. But he's showing signs of connections with Ciampa, but he's just not admitting it yet. I thought the moment him and Ciampa would reunite would be the moment, but they kind of did, and he's still resisting to it. Like, he's still showing that, he wants to be, Johnny Wrestling, but he's slowly more embracing Johnny Badass. But I think this match for North American title with him and Ricochet at TakeOver Phoenix, it is going to be an awesome, and it already is to me a potential match of the year candidate. So just you guys wait. We're going to have quite an awesome time with TakeOver Phoenix come that in just 2.5 weeks. As we have that, the NXT Women's Championship, the tag title matches, which is made official. We will see the Undisputed Era and War Games have a match for the tag titles at NXT TakeOver Phoenix. And we also have the main event, which will be Aleister Black and Tommaso Ciampa for the NXT Championship. First time it's been on pay-per-view, because the last time we saw these two one-on-one was back in July last year when Ciampa first won the title off of Aleister Black in a very good and thrilling match for sure. Nigel reminds us that Bianca Belair has a title shot in a few weeks and that Nikki Cross is headed to the main roster. We also learned again that when we were told official that we're going to have the War Games and War Raiders and Undisputed Era have a match at Phoenix. Then we have Bianca Belair take on Nikki Cross in a match that's kind of like, the unfinished business that's needed to be established between these two, since these two had two matches earlier on. The first one I think ended in like a no contest or something like that. The second one though was ended in a no contest because Aleister Black interrupted the match when he made his return and asked Nikki Cross who was it, and she kept saying, I know. And she tells him it was Johnny Gargano. Of course, she witnessed it. But of course, as also, guys, I must throw out there, my newest favorite little saying with Nikki Cross comes from her little, main roster hype video of her saying, "You want to play? Play with Nage. Play with Nage." I just love the way she says that. But that might be one of my new impersonations, I gotta say, for sure. So once again, since Robbie mentioned it, applause for that. For sure. But yeah, so we had the match with Bianca Belair and Nikki Cross. And again, I continue to like how, in the matches they've had, obviously Bianca Belair. Now, here's the reason why I kind of started agreeing that even though I think at some point this year, Bianca Belair will be NXT Women's Champion, I don't think it's going to happen against Baszler at TakeOver Phoenix. Unless it's someone else who's added to the match. Because, I love Bianca Belair, but one, I don't feel her character should be completely based around an undefeated streak. I don't feel like she is the next Asuka. Because to me, she's just, a cocky heel who wins matches. Which is good, don't get me wrong. Like she wins matches, salvages her credibility as, a wrestler that can win. But I feel her character is always to be spiced up just a little bit, or in her just winning matches, in my opinion. Like, there has to be something else to her to dig a little bit deeper, which is why I agree with Robbie that either Dakota Kai or Io Shirai, which I'm still saying it has to be Dakota Kai based off of their history that they have had. Unfortunately, though, of course, recently I did hear that Dakota Kai a couple months ago, they said that she may have a torn ACL, which I'm not entirely sure if it's true or not. So hopefully that's not true, but I do think that she should be the one to dethrone Shayna Baszler based off their history. Again, she needs to overcome her based off, what happened the first night. Both of them were out there when, she stomped on the arm, to Kai getting like PTSD from Baszler, because the last match they had a few weeks ago was very good, but I think it should be Dakota Kai. And then, maybe, give Io some more time to be built up by maybe Io Shirai, once Bianca gets around the title, which I don't know, she could still be the heel, but I feel at some point this year they could turn Bianca Belair face. Because again, as I said before, she's a heel, but she's just a cocky heel who wins matches. She doesn't really do any other, heel tactics besides just she has a heel attitude and she wins matches, which I can't, deny her, from that. Again, it works in some ways, but again, to be champion in the main events, I feel that the character needs to be developed just a little bit more, I feel. But I thought the match for Nikki Cross, again, it's not how, Bianca Belair, just hasn't really came across something like Nikki Cross, who's just crazy playing the mind games with her. And she has a tough time trying to, overcome it. But she eventually was able to get the victory, even though at one point, Cross did hit her purge finisher, the swinging fisherman's neck breaker, but Bianca rolled out. But then she did do like like a spine buster or something onto Cross on the steel on the ramp outside the ring. Cross evade another spear, and Bianca goes shoulder first into the ring post of the match. They both end on the mat after another striking exchange. Of course, they came to the point where Bianca was getting frustrated, she didn't know what else to do, but they just started just a slugfest in the middle of the ring, which obviously tired them both out. But eventually Bianca got up and charged into the corner. She tries to get up from a suplex, but Cross pushes her off and tries for a crossbody. But then Belair rolls away, picks up Nikki that hits the KOD to get the win. Once again, it's going undefeated, 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 as she will again be going into TakeOver Phoenix undefeated. But unfortunately, again, early prediction, I feel that's where the undefeated streak will end. As I don't think, she's ready to be a contender, but I don't think she's ready to be the champion yet, in my opinion. It will come, though. Trust me, it will come for Bianca Belair for sure. But that is it for that match. Live chat. Check the live chat. Let's see here what we've got. Here comes Mike in Black, loving it. Take over or die trying. That's right, because he said spelled die, D-I-Y, but he's denying, of course, that there's anything going on with him and Ciampa. But until it's made official, until then, I'm still saying Johnny is a tweener. I want to see the War Raiders win, which I think it is time for sure. Aleister pulled that Undertaker mind game. Love how that was executed. Oh, definitely for sure. Just appearing like he did. For sure. Again, if Undertaker was healthier, it was a couple years ago, I would say I would love to see Aleister Black on the Undertaker, but no more Undertaker for me again. All respect to the guy, he's a legend. He's getting to the Hall of Fame this year or next year, but I think he's done. I just don't think there's any more left. I also think he can really, hang with it anymore, just in my personal opinion, but he's still a Hall of Famer, in my opinion. But I just really starting to say everything's welcome. But anyways, we then have the Street Profits hanging out outside, beatboxing and rapping. They talk about how they evolved in 2018, obviously winning the Evolve tag titles, but still ran into a lot of locked doors, which they demonstrated by trying to open up a door, and that was locked, but they finally opened one. They talk about how in 2019, that's what they're going to do. Open doors and deal with teams like War Raiders, Humberto and Raul, and even the Undisputed Era. They tell us to join them for season 3 of Street Talk, which I definitely hope Street Profits definitely have a better year than last year of NXT. I don't know. It's like, again, at the beginning of the year, they had a pretty good number one contenders match against Authors of Pain. They lost it, but then, again, after that match, I wasn't really a big fan of at all that they had in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic last year, which I thought, no offense, kind of sucked. Again, I just thought they made the Street Profits look silly. They didn't really go anywhere with them. But the last match I remember them having with the Mighty, I thought was pretty good. So hopefully the Street Profits do get on a roll and get into contention for the tag title picture at some point this year. Don't know who be because it's obvious to me that the War Raiders are dethroning Undisputed Era. It's their time now. I feel it's their time. Undisputed Era is going up to Raw after WrestleMania. I'm predicting still, and they'll take over the rest of the Raw tag team division, in my opinion. Of course, that is if I want to take that risk, I think go to Raw. But I just feel that's where they're going to go, in my opinion. Even though both are on SmackDown, but once again, will this year's Superstar Shakeup feature them shaking up creative team again? And which brand did they care about? Who the hell knows? But that was a good segment there. We then had, again, this team that I'm really getting behind now is the European Union, Fabian Eichner and Marcel Barthel defeating the team of Hector Kunzman and Stanley Watts. Again, these two guys are big, strong men. Of course, Fabian Eichner was once in the Cruiserweight Classic. I believe he's put on some weight. He's no longer really a Cruiserweight, but I think these two definitely still have a lot of potential, especially with Barthel being a technical wrestler master as well. Now, we did see Watts and Kunzman get some offense in, but it was not enough, as eventually the Italians then knocked Kunzman off the apron, and then they pretty much just ended things with a power bomb into bridge German combo, which is pretty sick. Again, this which brand to get pushed on NXT or NXT UK? I think this team with Fabian Eichner and Marcel Barthel has a lot of potential for sure. And I definitely look forward to seeing where they go, whichever brand that they're gonna be pushed on for sure, whether it's NXT or NXT UK. But they get the win here. Then we see Kathy Kelly outside with an update. She tells us that Gargano and Ciampa have been removed from the building. Then she sees Ricochet coming out. She asks him for a moment, and he says that Johnny super kicked all the respect he had for him away. He doesn't care if Rio makes the match or not. He's going to take out Gargano, which most likely means we're probably getting that match at TakeOver Phoenix, which should be awesome, of course. We see a recap of last week's match with Ono and Matt Riddle. We see Sarah Schreiber interviewing Keith Lee, saying that he traveled the world with Matt Riddle, and what Cassius did was unsettling. So next week he invites Ono to the ring, and he'll teach him a lesson in respect and give him no choice but to bask in his glory. So we'll probably see a match with Keith Lee and Cassius Ono next week, which is cool with me. Of course, Street Profits are back in action this week, so there'll be definitely an interesting week for NXT next week as well. And finally, we see our match with Adam Cole and EC3, which was not a bad match, but of course, all three members of the Undisputed Era was out there. Again, this has been built for months after EC3 got the victory over Adam Cole a few months a couple of weeks before TakeOver War Games 2. And then, of course, they wrote him off with Bobby Fish injuring the knee for EC3. He came back, and then he had a match with Bobby Fish, and he won. But now he's, of course, trying to get 2-0 now on Adam Cole. Again, it was not a bad match. Could be a little bit better, but I thought it wasn't too bad. But EC3 lost because it was a distraction from Undisputed Era. And Adam Cole wins with the last shot. After the match, the Era gets in. They beat down EC3, and out came the War Raiders. Hanson Rowe gets isolated on the floor by Fish and Cole, while Hanson takes care of the tag champions, Strong and O'Reilly. But then Rowe recovers to get between the ropes and power slam Fish and Strong. Then Hanson flies to level Kyle O'Reilly off of Rowe with a fallout. The Undisputed Era then pull O'Reilly out, and then they run up the ramp, obviously. But the War Raiders are looking ready again. They're ready to be tag champions. They're ready to now be that team to beat in NXT for sure. As Undisputed Era's had a great run with the tag titles, but it's War Raiders time for sure. I definitely like that segment towards the end. Of course, EC3 doesn't appear out of nowhere, so I don't know since it's now 1-1 with EC3 and Adam Cole. They'll have the rubber match at for the fifth match at TakeOver TakeOver Phoenix, which they should do it. I mean, EC3's go up to the main roster. Maybe give them a little bit a win to give them some momentum, go to the main roster for sure. So maybe like a steel cage match or an ODQ. I don't know, something for these two to sell the issues, one-on-one and not with the Era, of course, by their side. But yeah. So that was NXT, guys. I thought it was a good show. I enjoyed it. I give it an A-. Again, I think Nikki Cross and Bianca Belair match stole the show. I think I like the stuff with Gargano and Ricochet, and of course Black and Ciampa. Main event was too bad. Wasn't too bad. Could have been better. Of course, again, I still am really interested in this team with Fabian Eichner and Marcel Barthel. So I give the show an A-. Check the live chat one more time. Take off my sunglasses though because I'm having a hard time seeing some of this stuff. Let's see here. And like Nikki says, I know. Gargano is full-fledged heel in Jane's opinion. Johnny acts like he hasn't done anything wrong, which throws people off, which is true. I mean, if you think that way, cool. But again, I've still seen him just resisting the Ciampa in some ways or not fully, admitting it. So I still, this is just my opinion, but if that's what you think, Jay, that's cool with me though, bro. I wish Ricochet would do that entrance when he made his televised debut, when he flipped off the ropes and landed in the ring on one knee and his hand flat on the mat, which if he does that, again, do it at TakeOver Phoenix for sure. The NXT tag team division does look really good. I do agree, Jay. I like this new team of Eichner and Barthel as well. They even made the jobbers look good, which I agree, but I see a lot of potential there. Eichner and Barthel's finisher reminds him of American Alpha's Grand Amplitude. Actually, now you say it, I kind of do agree with that. Fine match. I wonder what Adam Cole will do at TakeOver, probably in the corner of Strong O'Reilly. If he does that, then he needs to be in the Rumble match. EC3, I think EC3 is going to be in the Rumble match either way. I'll probably put him in my predictions for it being in the Rumble match. So yeah, that's probably what we'll get there. But yeah, guys, thank you for joining me for this trifecta of reviews from NXT UK, 205 Live at NXT. I do apologize, as Robbie, Dan, and I were supposed to do our Make Up the Year in Review Awards video tonight. Fortunately, Dan had canceled last minute, but we're going to try now for Friday to make that up on Dan's channel. But again, for tomorrow, will be 2 streams tomorrow. First, my NXT UK Blackpool predictions, and the second one will be my top 10 special of the week. Deciding on the topic still, but that will happen sometime tomorrow night. The Blackpool predictions will be probably sometime in the afternoon, I gotta say. So that's tomorrow. And to stay tuned, of course, for more odds and ends coming on this channel, as well as we're getting deep into WrestleMania season soon. And of course, I can't wait because I will be attending WrestleMania this year, as I keep saying. Section 126, guys. Don't you forget that. But yeah, guys, I am checking out now, guys. Get an A- for NXT, and there's an A- for 205 Live, and B+ for NXT UK. What are your thoughts on all 3 shows tonight, guys? Your thoughts down in the comment section below. And be sure as always to click my like and subscribe or comment on my channel. You can follow me on Twitter as well at DemandAir93, guys. And with that, I will check out now, and I'll see you guys all later. So until then, guys, have a great rest of your night, and peace out, everybody.